Netflix and you don't know what to watch.
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
This is the Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show.
So I just popped up the IMDb's top 10 here real quick because Colin saw Joker this weekend, and he said it's his favorite movie of all time. We have yet to see it, so we're obviously not going to talk about it. But
Favorite movie of all time. So comparatively, Joey's favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction.
Which is
so this is like this is going to be like Colin's Pulp Fiction.
You know what's funny? On IMDb's top 10, Pulp Fiction is 8, Joker's 9.
Wow.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Like we mentioned before, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood started off as like 8.9. I think it's plateaued right around 8 now. So obviously, as it's fresh on people's minds, are when they're going to rate it the highest. So I'm expecting it to go down a little. Colin doesn't think it's going to go below 8.6, which is extremely high. I mean, you're talking 8.6. You're talking wow. You're talking top 25. The first Star Wars is 8.6. It's number 26.
Wow.
So I mean, that's pretty good company. Silence of the Lambs, City of God, Seven, Goodfellas. All these movies are 8.6. The Matrix, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So that's pretty good company to have.
Really?
So we're gonna watch it soon, hopefully, within the next couple of weeks. Then we're gonna talk about it and a couple of other things to go along with it. But this week it's more movies for Colin, or as he calls it, Millennial movies, whatever it's called. Did you save your list? You did save your list from last time.
I did.
I
started to add to some more.
I just added some because, as you know, Joaquin Phoenix is the star of Joker. And Colin, the only other movie Colin's seen with Joaquin Phoenix is Signs. I was so disappointed when I heard that because the guy's been nominated for 3 Oscars. One movie he wasn't nominated for, which I don't know how he wasn't, was Gladiator.
Yeah.
You know, that's a movie Colin mentioned that he does need to see, and I agree because that's probably his second best performance as far as I'm concerned of his career, and he was great in it. Russell Crowe obviously won Best Actor, it won Best Picture. It's a little long, but it's a good story. Obviously, it's a really good movie. The cinematography, the art direction, all of it. The Coliseum it's like state of the art. It's just beautiful.
Do villains tend to get nominated for Academy Awards? Because he was kind of the heavy of the movie.
I mean, perfect example. We're talking about Joker. Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor for playing the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Right.
And it was, a lot of people said, oh, well, he won it because he died. He didn't win it because he died. He won it because he deserved it. Because he nailed it. I'm just curious. Colin, have you seen The Dark Knight?
Oh.
I don't. Okay. Another movie for Colin this The Dark Knight. Because I'm just kind of curious who plays the Joker better. Because you're talking about two heavyweights between Heath. I mean, because Heath, I didn't think someone would play a character better than Jack Nicholson. Agreement with me though that Heath Ledger seriously was much better at the Joker than
right.
Jack was, and I didn't think Jack Nicholson was a bad Joker at all. But Heath Ledger his Joker. Jack Nicholson's Joker was he was fun. Heath Ledger's Joker was scary.
Yeah.
It's
different. It's
you didn't want to be around his character.
I mean, I think Jack Nicholson did fine.
I did too.
It was just a different angle. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can compare the acting from the different movies because they're just different.
Well, yeah, I guess different. I mean, Tim Burton's style versus Christopher Nolan's style, two completely different. Christopher Nolan's was, in my opinion, they were both very dark, but I thought Christopher Nolan's was like a lot darker and a lot more serious. Like you almost had like a comedic performance in a way with Jack Nicholson's Joker. And Heath Ledger's Joker was not funny at all. He was
Right.
very violent and very scary. Completely off the topic of Gladiator, but that is definitely a movie that I feel that someone Colin's age that are, trying to get into movies or something like that, especially if he likes Joaquin Phoenix, that's definitely a good movie to watch.
Right.
So what do you have?
I'm trying to think of some other Joaquin Phoenix that I really enjoyed.
I made a list, but I mean,
What about Her? Did you see that movie?
I didn't like it. We
didn't
talked
like
about
it?
it because
Oh.
I know you liked it a lot,
Yeah.
and it's just not. It's not fast paced enough for me. It was like I couldn't watch Wall-E. I watched like the first half hour of Wall-E,
Oh, right.
and it's just there's not enough going on to keep my mind like interested, and it's too bad because I know a lot of people like both movies, and it's just I don't have the attention span to. If it's not fast paced enough, I lose focus. I start staring off into stuff, and then I miss the story. So
it needs to be quick for you.
apparently.
Get it
Another
out there, do it quick.
another one. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Return to Paradise.
No.
That's okay. I'm gonna bring that in for you. That's Vince Vaughn, Joaquin Phoenix, Anne Heche. Have you seen Midnight Express?
Yeah.
Because it's not based on a true story, but it's kind of like that.
It's called Return to Paradise?
Yeah, I'll bring it in for you next week. It's a really good movie. It's basically what happens is Vince Vaughn, Joaquin Phoenix, and some relatively unknown actor all meet up in I don't know, some foreign country. I don't remember what it is, and they all leave. They didn't know each other. They just met there, and they got a bunch of hash and stuff. And one of them stayed back and got arrested. And Anne Heche shows up. Vince Vaughn's a limo driver. Anne Heche shows up in his limo one day and says that her and this other guy Vince Vaughn and this other character have to go back and serve the term that Joaquin Phoenix is serving. Otherwise, he's going to get killed. He's going to be hung by their nation because it was like a federal offense.
Oh.
And it's a really interesting story. It's like I said, it's not like Midnight Express. It's not based on a true story or anything, but what do you do? I mean, this is like 3 years later. They only knew each other for a short amount of time. This other guy's got a family now. It presses a hard question. Like, what would you do?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll definitely bring that in for you. But that's absolutely something, Colin, you should see too. Because Joaquin Phoenix's life is in the balance. He's just like in this prison being tortured.
Right.
And so the other two have to go back and serve like 2 years of prison, or they're gonna hang. So
Wow.
that was, I want to say, like 99. It was like right on the cusp of him really starting to become a leading man. I think it was like the year before Gladiator, and a couple of years before the great performance in Signs.
Trying to think of some more movies from him. Though we're going to end up going off track here.
Yeah, We Own the Night was another one I was thinking of. Him, Mark Wahlberg, Robert Duvall, Eva Mendes.
Oh, I didn't see it. That's Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, that's a good movie too.
Oh,
I might,
and
I might bring that in for you.
The Master. Paul
I
Thomas
haven't
Anderson.
seen that.
It's his performance is great, both of them. I mean, and it's
Amy Adams too, right? And
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
yeah, so it's a great cast, but the movie itself is kind of I don't know, maybe it doesn't wrap up right. Maybe that was my complaint with it. It doesn't have that good wrap up to it.
See, I felt that way about like Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
It's like you just kind of end it.
What about Taxi Driver?
I don't.
Do you think Taxi Driver is not as effective anymore? I mean, that was what, like 40 years ago?
Yeah.
I just got told to watch that on Saturday
Taxi
Oh.
Driver? It's good.
by Alex.
It's really good.
He told me to watch it yesterday. I didn't do it. Came in today. He's like, "Do you watch Taxi Driver?" No.
Still ranting over Joker, dude. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wonder if times have changed so
I don't
that
think so.
it's not going to have that effect anymore.
Because I mean, I'm thinking I was like probably 16 or 17 when I saw it, and that was almost 25 years after it came out,
Oh, right.
and it had quite a bit of an effect on me. I mean,
It's a great performance by
are you supposed to
Robert De Niro.
root for him?
I don't know. That's like the
It's
great
'cause
part about it.
The end, it's just like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, Colin, you should definitely watch it because it's a very different. I mean, we were talking about iconic characters, and I don't think I ever mentioned Travis Bickle, but
No, we didn't.
he was on my list.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Are you looking at me?
Exactly.
I
You
don't
know?
see anybody else here. You must be looking at me.
I mean, just the scene at the end too, like right, the climax, so to speak,
Right.
of him walking in.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like nowadays, because now they've upped the
Upped
ante
the
with
ante so
violence and
much,
everything.
right.
At the time, that with violence was kind of shocking. You were kind of like, holy crap.
Right, you didn't see many movies like that.
But
So
now
what was
we've-
that? 74, 75, something like that.
That movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was like right smack dab in the middle, like 76, 75. or
Okay. Well,
76.
yeah. Either way, I mean, what have you really seen that had that much violence? I mean, A Clockwork Orange, maybe Bonnie and
Right.
Clyde. There wasn't a lot like that,
Yeah.
And now it's like mainstream. Like when they're saying that Joker's like really, really violent, I'm like, how are we talking here? Because by today's
no.
standards, movies are violent in general, and they're saying that it's really violent. So I'm like very curious to see how over the top it might be,
Right.
because you don't hear a lot of people talking about how violent movies are anymore because it's mainstream,
So I don't know. That's one of my recommendations. I think it's a well done movie, great acting.
Yep. Sybil Shepherd and Jodie Foster, right?
Right.
And
Harvey
obviously
Keitel.
Harvey Keitel, obviously De Niro's Travis Bickle, Martin Scorsese. I think that was right after what's the other one of De Niro and Harvey Keitel?
Mean Streets.
Mean Streets. I actually like Mean Streets better. I'm probably in the minority. What do you think the difference is in the ratings between those two?
I think it's
bet they're both-
5.5.
And you're obviously
That's my guess.
And you're saying
I'm saying
For
Taxi Driver gets 8.6 and Mean Streets gets 8.1, something along those lines.
Mean Street's 7.3. I think that's kind of low. I remember liking it a lot more than a 7.3. I haven't seen it in a while either, though.
Yeah.
I haven't
You'll
seen
have to
Taxi-
dig it out. Once you dig it out, maybe I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I haven't seen Taxi Driver in a long time either, though. I'm
I
gonna
saw
say
it back when I lived in the apartment, so
wow,
we're talking
so
5 years
Taxi
ago.
Driver's 8.3.
8.3.
So it's one whole point higher. I don't know. I disagree. I remember actually liking Mean Streets better.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I think a lot of it was because when I watched them both at the same time, and I remember Taxi Driver being more famous,
Yeah.
like more recognized. And I hadn't really heard of Mean Streets until after I had seen Taxi Driver, and I thought I feel like Harvey Keitel would be the. I don't know. Yeah, it's
Harvey
tough.
Keitel might be. He
It's-
very
it's-
well might have been the star in that movie.
It's tough. He was the lead in that movie, but
Is that your recommendation, Mean Streets, for him?
I definitely would recommend Mean Streets. I mean, we know how Colin likes his Martin Scorsese.
Speaking of Martin Scorsese, I started to watch The Aviator last night.
I haven't seen that. Is it good?
So far, yeah.
I haven't seen it at all. I was just looking at my list. One on my list is Goodfellas, but we're not gonna go there. What about Jumanji? The not the Robin Williams one, the one
New
with The Rock.
Jumanji.
and-
I've never seen the Robin Williams one, but yeah, the new one is pretty decent.
It's really good, and the sequel's coming out right around Christmas this year.
So we think Colin should see that,
I
so that he
definitely-
could see the sequel.
Yeah, I definitely think he should. I mean, it's a really good movie, and it's almost like a family movie, but it's
Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I saw that in theaters. It gave me a migraine. I was still laughing.
oh, I forgot you did see that. Well, then
You were
really
laughing.
I was
It was.
laughing
It's
with
a really good-
migraine in the movie theater.
You have seen it as well, though.
I have.
And it's. I mean, that's a movie you would take Jake to go see.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's PG-13, there's nothing like really over the top about it. I mean, I'm pretty much going to guarantee that the Opera House is going to get it for the opening week. I'm going to go see it. They're all likable, and like I said, I don't like Jack Black, but I still like Jack Black in that movie. So, another one I was thinking was Chef.
Chef.
I think
yes.
that's a good
real good.
family movie, but a serious movie. Great acting, great cast.
That's the
John Favreau, Sophie Vergara. Don't tell me you've seen that too.
you gave me the DVD. You threw it at me and told me to watch it.
Okay, well, did you like it?
It was very good.
Yes, it was an
Yeah,
excellent
there we
movie.
go.
It's a really good movie. All right, well, why don't you pick someone?
All right, let me pick one off the beaten track, okay? Not necessarily on everybody's best list, but movie I like, and I personally recommend it for Colin because I think he might like it. It's Body Heat. As the temperature rises, the suspense begins.
Oh man, that's William Hurt, Kathleen Turner, right?
Yeah, I used to have the poster up in my room. What did it say? What was his name? Ned can't think what his name is. Ned Turner or whatever is looking. I can't think of it. I know it says the temperature rises, the suspense begins. So I think that's a good one to see. Did you like it?
I
Am I
did.
over the top?
I haven't seen it in
It was a very sexy movie for the time.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It came out right about the same time as Jack Nicholson and Jessica Lange in Postman Always Rings Twice. So
haven't
it's
seen
almost
that.
like one studio had to have like a sexy sizzler and then the other one had to match it. And I didn't see Postman first. I saw Body Heat
Was that the
first.
poster you had?
Yeah, where is it?
Up top.
Ned Racine is waiting for something to happen, and when it does, he won't be ready for the consequences. Body heat. As the temperature rises, the suspense begins.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. That's Kasdan.
You haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't seen the
Oh.
poster in Postman Rings Twice. I haven't seen that at all.
Oh,
But this I saw a long time ago.
I don't think Postman, if you look, what did it get? 7.4.
7.4.
I think it probably gets better than 7.4. People kind of regarded it higher.
Really?
I think.
I know.
I think it was a highly more, well, think about it. Jessica Lange, one of the best actresses of her time. Jack Nicholson, one of the best actors of his time. At the same time, and I like William Hurt, a big William Hurt fan.
I like William
And
Hurt.
Kathleen Turner,
Yep,
both
Kathleen
very
Turner's
good.
good.
They were B-listers compared to the other
6.6.
two guys.
for Postman Rings Twice. So
I like Body Heat, and speaking of an end, I think it's a little bit of a controversial end. It's because I don't know. I wonder what the conclusion is at the end of it. It said no.
it's worth seeing. It's definitely worth watching.
It's worth watching. Colin.
absolutely.
And but if you're squeamish about sexuality, I watch this movie.
Now, like how you
For
were
anybody out there,
talking about the end of
Body Heat,
Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver. Yeah.
About how at the time you hadn't seen a lot of that ever, and now it's like more mainstream. What about The Usual Suspects?
Yeah.
I think that's a movie Colin should see. But at the same time, it's like it's been so like duplicated and just like the end when that happened. You didn't see movies like that very often, you know. And now it's like everybody tries to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not original anymore. Talking 20 years ago, I think it came out. You know, because I didn't get it at first. I had to rewind it because I was like, what's happening right now?
Right.
You know, but now it's just like it's such one of those copycat movies that every movie has to try to do that now, and so it's kind of lost its luster, I guess.
Right.
Because I feel like, 20 years later, you'll see it halfway through the movie, you'll figure it out. Whereas back then, movies didn't really happen like that very often. I mean, Chinatown had one of those endings. Like I figured out part of it, but then later, I'm like, that too? It's like, but yeah, it's just like so many do that nowadays that it's definitely not the same.
That's a good one. And surprisingly, I'll say this. I was a big fan of Roger Ebert.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Ebert did not like Usual Suspects. There were like all these movies that Roger Ebert didn't like, and most of them I agreed with. That one I totally didn't understand.
The
'cause I'm
Usual
like,
Suspects is a classic. Absolutely
yeah.
classic. I mean, I'm looking it up. What do you think? I'm going to say 8.4. I would give it higher than that, but
8.4 sounds probably about right to me.
actually 8.5.
Ah,
But that's pretty high. That's a good movie. I mean, like I said, Colin said that he thinks Joker's going to flatline, so to speak, at 8.6. I mean, you're talking, that's a
yeah.
pretty high.
I think everybody pretty much regards Usual Suspects as a pretty decent movie.
It's number 33 on IMDb.
Just Roger Ebert. So I mean, I think I would say he's wrong.
Yep.
It's got to be wrong. He probably and you know what? He Apocalypse Now. I don't think he enjoyed Apocalypse Now when it first came out, and I think he had to double back and write a different review of it.
I can see more not like an Apocalypse Now as opposed to The Usual Suspect, because Apocalypse Now isn't for everybody. It's different. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an excellent movie, but it's different.
Yeah.
There's some strange characters, and you got Martin Sheen's whole scene at the beginning when he's all messed up, and then you got Dennis Hopper's character at the end, and Brando's character. There's not a lot of normal people in that movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdos, but that to me, that's what makes it great, because it's like a character study movie. It's like you wait for the climax to find out who Brando is and how crazy he really is, and what's Martin Sheen gonna do. and I didn't see it coming. I thought, I don't want to ruin it, but I didn't see it coming at all. But we only got a couple minutes left. Do we have anything funny?
Any funny
I
movies?
think we're all talking about dark movies.
Well, he doesn't really like funny movies, but how about Rushmore?
Rushmore's good. See, that's not that's more like a dark comedy though. That's not a classic comedy.
Right. I think he would enjoy it.
I do too.
It's not necessarily a ha-ha movie.
No, but it's very well acted. Bill Murray, Jason Schwartzman, is that his name?
Right.
And Olivia Williams, is that? Yeah. And who's the director? I can't think of him.
Oh, it's the other Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, yeah.
The other Anderson.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that in a long. I'm gonna write that down too. I haven't seen that in a really long time. I think I haven't seen that since it came out. To be
Do you
honest.
own that one?
No.
I do, so I'll have to remember to bring that in.
Yeah,
for
you should because that's a
And
movie.
for Colin.
That's a movie I will definitely watch again.
Yeah.
I remember. That was like Jason Schwartzman's like breakout, and he never really became like a big star or anything. But that was a really good performance. And Bill Murray, I mean, he was
Right.
great. They were both great in it, and they were like, I felt like they had the good interaction with each other. They had good chemistry. No, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's definitely a movie I'd like to see again. It's been such a long time.
That's the closest I can come to something funny.
I mean, I put a couple of the stereotypes. I put Animal House.
Right.
Because I mean, yeah, it's a quirky college comedy and stuff, but it's a classic. I don't know anybody that didn't like Animal House. Yeah, exactly.
Toga.
No, you should. I'll bring that in for you.